What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Thingos back again for another video. Now I know it's been a while since I made one. I just recently went through a move, came from Memphis and went somewhere else, and then before that I was in California and then I came to Memphis. So I just been moving around a lot, trying to get shit set up, trying to get everything together, but finally down somewhere. I'm not really moving around much anymore. Like for a while, this is my location. Not gonna say what my location is though. Now, I told y'all where I was, but I ain't gonna tell y'all where I am right now. Too much information, like I'm doing something super important. But anyway, yeah, man, I just want to come back in, make a new video. It's been a while. Y'all see I got the new specs, man. I haven't had glasses since 2016. This shit is crazy. Gotta get back used to it, but I can see. So, you know, feels good, man. Feels good. So, yeah, wanted to make a video talking about, like, before you know, I took that little break, I made a video about Invincible, because, you know, I'm a huge Invincible fan. And I made a video talking more about the fight between Invincible and Conquest and why that fight is so legendary, bro. It's one of the best fights in the series, if not the best. Now, with this video, what I wanted to do was go deeper into another fight that was on that top 5 list that I made. And it's cool, you know. When I initially made that top 5 list, it was just real quick. I threw it together. I was like, you know what? Let me make a top 5 best fights in Invincible. And while I still like that video and it's still doing pretty good, I feel like I could have went into a whole lot more detail as to why those fights were good. Hence why I made the Conquest video, which ended up doing real good, and it's still going up now, where I just really broke down and went into detail as to why that fight was so good. And I'm going to do the same thing today with Invincible versus Omni, man. That's Mark Grayson versus Nolan Grayson, his father. And this was a super emotional fight, man. Crazy. Came out of nowhere. I mean, you know, if you was reading the series up until like issue 12, you kind of knew something was gonna happen, but you just didn't know to the extent of what was gonna happen. So I made another video about this little arc as well, talking about how it would be dope if this was like the main focus, like the meat of the first season of the Invincible Amazon animated series that's supposed to be coming on Amazon Prime like later this year. I don't know, we still haven't gotten a trailer or anything on it, but they are moving forward with the production. Ryan Oddly, the guy that does the art for Invincible, he recently, probably like a month and some change ago, posted a picture of well, not of the actual show, but he posted a picture of his reaction to looking at the show. Like, he was looking at a computer screen. Of course, he had it blocked off, didn't want to have anybody seeing, but you could see that it's moving forward, it's actually being made, and whatever he was looking at on that screen was good enough to make him make the face that we were seeing him making that picture. Now, could he be flexing? Could he be lying? I mean, come on, it is his series. Well, not his series, but he did the art, so why wouldn't he promote it? Why wouldn't he, you know, flex for it and say that it's good? But at the same time, that shit looked like he was really enjoying himself. Like, whatever he saw on that screen really psyched him out. So, you know, I'm just interested to see what it is, whether he was over exaggerating or not. I doubt it, but I'm just ready to see something from this show, because it's been so quiet and hush hush for a long time now. Hopefully that's indicative of how hard they're working on the project. But anyway, got sidetracked. So Nolan Grayson, he's part of a race along with Mark Grayson, you know, the main character. They're part of a race of aliens called the Viltrumites, or the Viltrumites, however you pronounce it. Anyway, the Viltrumites, they are on the planet Viltrum, and they're kind of like Super Saiyans, or like like Kryptonians is the best way to explain it. They have super strength, they can fly, super speed, they can hold their breath in space for like weeks, you know, and you know, they can just be in space and not even have to worry about lung capacity. The older they get, the slower they age, so they can live for, you know, thousands of years. Yeah, they're an alien race that is super strong, and they're pretty much trying to take over, you know, like kind of conquest, hence the name of one of my favorite villains. They're kind of trying to take over like everything else in the galaxy, you know, put it under their reign, put it under their rule. So we see in the beginning of the series where on issue number 2, you see Nolan talking to his son, Mark, you know, the main character. He letting him know, like, hey man, we come from a planet of a different alien race. You know what I'm saying? We part of this planet where everybody just wanted to make everything good. We wanted to spread our knowledge and betterment of, you know, how we can make things improved and you know, help the population of other planets further in their development. You know, we just are about helping and love and joy and happiness and blah blah blah. He was just bullshitting the whole fucking time. He was pretty much telling Mark that he's from a race of fucking angels, saints, so to speak, that take the time out of their, you know, life and civilization to actually go out their way to try to help other planets and other civilizations better themselves, you know, and you know, like sharing their knowledge and everything, technology and all that stuff that they know to try to help forward civilizations on other planets. And you know, it was a noble pursuit if that was what he was really talking about. But you find out not long after that he is bullshitting. And he does this other awesome, gruesome, well, it's not really awesome, but this gruesome act. I kind of think it was funny, though. It's kind of like a parody. I thought it was real meta at how he did it. But Robert Kirkman, the guy who created Invincible, also The Walking Dead, for those of you that don't know, he created a team of characters called the Guardians of the Globe. Also a very good side series. I like that. It started off as kind of like a parody, though, because all of the main members of the Guardians of the Globe were characters that were like, I mean, come on, bro. They was direct rip-offs of characters from DC, if I'm just keeping it so real. Yeah, War Woman, that was essentially Wonder Woman. You had Martian, that was pretty much like a Martian, you know, from Mars. I don't know if that was his name, but yeah, he was a Martian from Mars. He could shapeshift and all that shit, just like Jon Stewart from was it Jon Stewart? I just know his name was Jean from you know, from Justice League. And then you had a guy that was like Batman. His name was Darkwing, I believe. And either just like Batman, bro. Then you had a character that could run fast like Flash. I think he was the no, it wasn't the Quickster. That's the nigga off of SpongeBob. I forgot his name. But yeah, the point is they had a team of people, and the Immortal. He can't die, and it's insinuated on a lot of different occasions that he probably Abraham Lincoln. But yeah, man, so they had a team of this squad of the Guardians of the Globe. They were essentially the Justice League that, you know, they was huge, popular. They protected the globe. They had ties to the Pentagon. They worked directly with Cecil Stedman, a character that you'll find out about after the first arc, after the fight between Mark and Nolan. But yeah, man, they had their hooks in deep with protecting the globe, and they were well known. And Nolan, you find out later, when you find out, you know, about his race and what their intentions really are, you found out that he was actually sent to Earth to take it over, and he's been slowly living there, learning about their ways, and kind of like taking an extended vacation, waiting for the perfect moment to strike to essentially take over the Earth and give it over to Viltrumite rule. But while he was there, he became a hero. He found himself protecting the people of Earth a whole lot more than he ever thought. Fell in love with Mark's mother, of course had Mark himself, and you know, he just changed as a man. You know, the Earth changed him. He wasn't a Viltrumite, just cold-blooded, just wanted to fuck shit up, kill, conquest like all of them do. No, he was actually starting to develop feelings of, you know, remorse, compassion. He started to feel what is it, sympathy, he just started to, became a father. He started to understand the ways of humanity, flawed as it may be. Anyway, yeah, so he started changing, but he was still going through this inner turmoil between should he be loyal to the Viltrumites, or should he just go ahead and you know what I'm saying, just live on Earth and be the guy that his son looks up to him as to be the hero, be who he's supposed to be, right? But unfortunately, he chooses wrong at first, and he chooses his loyalty to the Viltrumites, and he wipes out the entire Guardians of the Globe, bro. Like, he just kills all of them in this issue that's literally made just for the execution of the Guardians of the Globe. You see all of them get called by bogus call back to their hideout, and you get to see what all, like, the days of their life, what they do, how they spend their time or whatever. And then they come back to the hideout. They don't know who called for the meeting, and then before they know it, they getting their heads cut off. They getting punched through their chest. Like, Omni, man, he just rips through them like paper. He just kills all of them. And Immortal, he was the last one alive. He saw it, and he got his head cut off. Now, Immortal can actually come back to life, but you find that out later. This is where shit get juicy. So he killed all the members of the Guardians of the Globe, and there's this big funeral, and he just puts on this show, acts like he doesn't know who did it, and he feels for them, and he's sorry. He speaks at the funeral, for crying out loud. But you can tell that something's not right inside of him. Even his wife, well, of course his wife, but she sees that something, isn't right as well. But, he just keeps dismissing it. And before you know it, the Mauler twins, they're two other villains in the world of Invincible. They get his head, they get what's his name? That's an Invincible. I keep forgetting his name, man. Immortal. They get Immortal. They get his body out of the grave that he was in. They take him out, and then they try to reattach his head to his body. See, in doing this, the Mauler twins, they don't realize that they about to kickstart this awesome event and this fight that I'm talking about right now. It's crazy. So, as soon as they reconnect Invincible, well, gosh, I keep saying it. As soon as they reconnect Immortal's head with his body, he immediately wakes up and just like, no, and they just like, oh, and then he just ends up jetting through the top of the building of their laboratory, just destroying the roof, just flying out, instantly looking for blood, trying to find Omni-Man and see what the fuck happened. He wants some answers. He wants vengeance. He want to know what's going on. Now, this is crazy because you can see where it's all leading to. Like I said earlier, Omni-Man, he acting a little distant, acting a little different. Mark Grayson's mom, she's able to notice it. Mark is even able to notice it a little bit. You find out that the story that he told Mark was clearly a lie, and he re-explains it right before their fight, telling him what they really do. And what the Viltrumites really do is they don't go around spreading peace, prosperity, love, and harmony and all that shit. What they really do is they go around catching fades, taking territory, killing niggas left and right, and they trying to further expand, like, in fucking universal conquest. Like, they literally want to take over and rule everything. They want everything under Viltrumite rule, everything under their thumb, bruh. They not playing, so I think that's crazy how he lied to his son and his wife that long, that big, and then all of a sudden just has a twist and just goes back into his loyalties to the Viltrumites. He kills the entire Guardians of the Globe, and he tries to get the Earth ready for Viltrumite takeover. But the problem that Nolan was really going through the most was, how is he going to tell his son about this? Because he wanted to bring Mark in on it. He wanted to find a way to keep his son close, to try to explain to him what's been going on. Hell, you even see him try to act out the conversation in little tiny scenes previous to when it just gets laid out on the table, when he has to tell his son because of the situation that's set up for it. But you even see him try to practice, like he's talking to himself, trying to act out how he's going to tell his son about it. I thought that was a nice, subtle little touch. But also, yeah, man, so the Immortal, he just bum rushes Omni-Man when he's in the middle of saving the beach from this fucking huge like squid monster. And in the middle of him getting an interview from the news, the news anchor or whatever, and he's done saving the day, he's just wrapping it up. Immortal tackles him into the sand hard as hell, and then Omni-Man flies with him up into the sky so that they can fight and he can finish him off out of the sights of the public. He doesn't want to. I mean, it's already bad seeing the Immortal, a previously deceased hero, just come out of nowhere and just tackle Omni-Man for reasons unknown. That's what the public thinks. So that's already bad enough. But he take him up into the sky so he can try to finish it off without anybody really seeing it. Now, what he doesn't know is that Mark is actually at the comic book store buying the latest issues. Well, actually, he's not buying. He's getting all of his issues of Science Dog signed by the comic book creator that made Science Dog. That's another thing that I think is very awesome. Mark Grayson, huge nerd, loves comic books. He's a dork, just like myself, but he's also badass. I would say just like myself as well, but not that badass, you know what I'm saying? But still, the point I'm trying to make is he a cool dude. But he getting his autograph signed. I mean, he getting his comics autographed, and he sees on the news, on the TV behind the counter, that his dad is actually fighting the Immortal. So he rushes over there right when his dad literally rips Immortal in half, screaming, "I killed you before and I can kill you again." He's bloody all on his hands, on his chest and everything from ripping the Immortal in half. And Mark, he sees that. He just rolls up on his dad right as he does that. And the issue ends with him just saying, "Dad?" I think that's like issue 11. Issue 12 is where shit goes down. I mean, I don't know. I think it's a little different. I think it's set up to where Mark sees his dad. Then the next issue is Omni-Man re-explaining to his son what the Viltrumites really do. And then the next issue is when they just square off, and it's epic as fuck. I mean, I'm sorry. I love you, Mark. I love you, Invincible, but you are so outclassed in this fight. He has no hope of beating his father. He only just realized that he had superpowers maybe a couple of weeks before this fight even happened. So he barely has any experience, barely has strength compared to his father. He doesn't have like battle knowledge and stuff like that. He just rushes and throws the punches, which is pretty much what he kind of do all the time. But he's just completely outclassed and outmatched in every way. His dad is just beating on him, man, trying to figuratively and mentally, he's trying to hammer in and beat in the message that he's telling Mark about how they are a superior race, how they don't need to be bothered by the problems of the humans, how they're going to outlive all of the humans. He directly says stuff like, I'm gonna outlive your mother. Your mother was nothing but a pet to me. Like, I don't even love her like that. Mark went crazy. He's just like, what the fuck, bruh? You love mom. I know you do. I just seen it, nigga. Like, they just going back and forth. They fighting. He telling them about how humans are, they feeble. How, it's meant for Viltrumite rule to take over this planet. How everybody here is weak and inferior. They're gonna die out way before Mark even has a chance to really appreciate it with his long lifespan. He asks him, it's this iconic part at the very end of the fight. Once we get past all the, I'm talking about, this fight is so brutal, man. Like, not as bad as Conquest, but just the mental and physical implications. Like, you got a father beating the shit out of his son, who just realized that his dad has been lying to him probably about his entire life up until this point. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a lot of shit going on. So on top of Mark dealing with all this shit in his head, he's trying to fight his dad and stop him from essentially taking over the planet. And it's a brutal fight. The dad is just beating the shit out of him. He's knocking him through buildings. He's hitting him so hard that he's flying through buildings, through the ground. They're destroying subway systems. He taking his son underneath the water, punching him under the water, taking him above the water, throwing him super far, and he flying miles into like snowy mountains and shit. Like, this was epic, man. And talk about giving your son an ass whooping. Like, he was beating the shit out of Mark. It was crazy. And in this iconic scene at the end of the fight, he tells Mark, why are you fighting so hard? What are you fighting for? everything that you love, everything that you fighting for, everything that you are trying so hard to defend, it is going to die out. It is going to be gone. You're going to be completely alone. All the shit you fighting for isn't even going to be here no more, bro. What will you have left? What will you have? What will be left? No one. Nobody. And Mark was just like, I'll have you, Dad. I'll still have you. And, you know, as he's laying there on the ground, beaten, bruised, you know what I'm saying, swollen face and everything after the beating that his dad gave him, Nolan looks at him, hears him when he says Dad like that, and he says Dad again with a question mark, because Nolan was about to punch him again. He's just like, Dad? Couldn't do it. Nolan couldn't throw the finishing punch, bro. So he stormed off into space, and a shot that I love, a splash page that I absolutely love, one of my favorite of the whole series, of Nolan flying away through space, away from planet Earth. You see it in the distance, and a tear is coming from his face because he knows that Mark was right about everything that he was saying, and he feels it. Absolutely love this fight, the interaction between Mark and his father, everything that goes on in the fight that's not just physical but also mental. Like I said, man, everybody sees this too. This is like a huge event, man. Like Mark best friend William, he's watching the fight on the news. Adam Eve, the chick that Mark gets cool with, and she becomes a main love interest and character for the series, and she's part of the team. She was the girlfriend of Rexplode. She's watching it on the news, and Mark's mother is watching it on the news, hearing everything that Nolan is saying. And it's even worse because Nolan had an earpiece in his ear that was connected to the Pentagon when he was working with Cecil Stedman previous to all this, and that earpiece was broadcasting their entire conversation. So even like damn near everybody know what's going on. Not every single person, but the niggas that need to know, that they know. You know what I'm saying? And it's crazy. So this was a huge event. It completely changed like Invincible going forward, his life, his decisions, what he thought, his responsibilities, and it just set up what was going to happen further down the line with the Viltrumites and everything like that. I think it was brilliant how Robert Kirkman planted the seeds that grew as the series went on, and he also left us with such an iconic and sad moment in the series that had us kind of questioning where we're going to go next from here. So if you're an Invincible fan and you haven't checked out the comic book, I highly recommend that you check it out. Be on the lookout for that animated series that's supposed to be coming on Amazon Prime sometime this year, but I don't know. It's either here nor there. Whenever the hell they're gonna put that shit out. Let me know what you think about this video. You know what I'm saying? Like, share, dislike, hit the bell to be notified for future videos, and subscribe if you are into all that nerd shit. I'm gonna be making a lot more videos on mangas, animes, and shit like that. So it's not just gonna be flooded with so much Invincible like I usually do. I'm gonna split it up a lot. I have a lot of Bleach content incoming because I'm a huge Bleach fan. I'm actually thinking about starting a whole new YouTube channel just for that alone. But yeah, man. Let me know what you think about this video and future stuff that you would like me to discuss. Please let me know. Let's start a dialogue. Let me know what you think about this scene, this fight in Invincible, and what was your favorite moment in fight or characters in Invincible. Let me know. I might talk about it in a future video. I hope you're having a good day, night, wherever you are. And until next time, guys, peace. It's good to be back.